Good day, everyone. This is Health Education for Primary 6. Let's talk about the objectives before we start our lesson. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first, define what natural disaster is. Second, identify the cause of each natural disaster. Third, state what to do in case of natural disaster. Hurricane, volcanic eruption, flood, drought, wildfire, earthquake, tsunami, tornado, avalanche. These are all examples of natural disasters. Talk about it. Vocabulary words: damaged debris, drown, enormous waves, weather forecast, gloomy, panic, sandbag, wade, warning sign, and electrical. Natural disasters. What is natural disasters? It means the harm caused by the sudden change of nature or by human actions that cause negative impacts to life and property. First, natural disaster. Let's discuss about flooding. Now, what is flooding? Flooding is the damage caused by water, such as flooding and flash flood. Flooding, Rayong provinces and Bangkok always experience this natural disaster. Flooding. Let's talk about the causes. First, flash flood. Second, continuous heavy rain for a long time. And damage to dams or burst riverbanks. What to do in case of flooding? Let's talk about first the preparation. First, regularly follow the weather forecast and warnings from meteorological department in order to know about the changes in weather conditions and be prepared to deal with any emergency situation. Always check the weather forecast if there is a natural disaster. Obey warning signs from meteorological department or flood warning announcement by the government and strictly follow any advice. Third, prepare sandbags to make flood levees and evacuate to higher ground or stronger buildings. Fourth, prepare fuel, dry food, and drinking water reserves. Make sure that it is clean. Fifth, keep tools and equipment prepared to cope with flooding. What you gonna do during the flooding? First, if the water flows into the house, immediately cut the power off to prevent electrocution. If there's a flooding, make it sure that all electrical appliances make it shut down or shut it down. Do not play in the water during the flood. Why? Because you may get swept away by the current, you may drown, you could get infections from contagious diseases in the water, or you may get electric shock. Third, wear rubber boots every time when wading in flood water to protect yourself from poisonous animals in the water and diseases that can enter the body through skin wounds. Fourth, eat clean food and drink clean or boiled water to prevent intestinal diseases. Make it sure of this if there's a flooding that you eat clean food and the water, make it boiled before drink it to make it sure. Fifth, closely follow the situation and warnings from your meteorological department. Sixth, prepare to evacuate to safe place if the situation becomes very dangerous. 7. Think about life safety more than property. Do not think your things if there's a natural disaster. think of your life first. Now, after the flood, what you gonna do? First, clear up any damaged debris and clean the house. Second, immediately bury any animal remains to prevent outbreaks of disease. If there's an animal who died in your place, immediately bury them. Third, follow any further government announcements and behave accordingly. Second, natural disasters. Let's talk about storms. Storms, a violent disturbance of the atmosphere with strong winds and usually rain, thunder, lightning, or snow. What to do in case of storm? Let's talk about the preparation before the storm comes. First, regularly follow weather forecast and warnings from meteorological department and the government regularly in order to be ready to deal with any situation promptly. Again, if you know that there is a natural disaster coming, please check always or regularly the weather forecast. Second, learn to observe the weather condition before storms. For example, continual hot weather for many days, calm wind, high humidity in the air which make us sweaty, and gloomy and cloudy skies. Check that. Third, inspect the condition of the house regularly and maintain it in a good and stable condition. Fourth, prepare any necessary equipment such as flashlights, candles, and medicine when entering the rainy season. Make sure that you have these things. What to do during the storm? Do not panic. Stay aware and protect yourself from harm. Do not panic means you just relax. Think before you move to make it safe. Second, do not use electrical appliances or any type of gas. Again, I said, if there's a natural disaster, you need to turn off or shut down all the electrical appliances. Do not seek shelter under a large tree or signboard as it may fall on you. So do not stay if your house is under a big tree, move to the other houses because it can fall on you. Fourth, if you are in your house or inside a building, stay away from the windows or other objects that might fall on you. If you are outside of the house, you should get into a house or a building. Avoid getting close to electrical cables. Now, after the storm, what you gonna do? First, of course, check the safety of yourself and others. Second, leave the house or building if has been damaged. Third, follow government announcements and behave accordingly. Now, answer this activity. Analyze causes preparation, what to do during after flooding, and then record them in the diagram. First, flooding. What is the causes of flooding? You need to write first, second, and third causes. Preparation. You need to write 3 preparation. What you're gonna do if there's a flooding. Now, during flooding, you need to write 3 things that you need to do during the flooding. And then, you need to write 3 things what you're gonna do after flooding. And the same with the storm, you need to write preparation, 2 preparation if there's a storm, and then 3 what you're gonna do during the storm. And lastly, after storm, you need to write 3 things that you need to do. That's all. This is Teacher Darrell. teaching health education for Primary 6. See you again.